Frequencies? My name is Dustin. I am here to talk about a parabolic rise in Bitcoin. And this is something that maybe you guys know about, maybe you don't, but I'm here to confirm Bitcoin is shooting for the moon, right? It's at 14,005 per coin. Now I'm here to talk about an article that states that Bitcoin is in a bubble similar to that of silver in the 1970s. And I can show you what the silver chart looked like in the 1970s and the difference between Bitcoin and silver. Wow. There it is. Maybe. Computer's going super slow. Oh my. There is the parabolic move in silver from the 1970s. There is the parabolic move from silver in the 1970s, right? So there it is. There it is. Looks similar. Something look same. And then, boom, dropped off, went back to the mean. Now, why am I talking about this article? What does it mean? Well, simply, to me, it means during the 1970s, silver experienced similar types of moves as Bitcoin's having today, right? In the 70s, it was skyrocketing, part due to inflation, and people looked to silver as a way of escaping that inflation and the impending doom of the US dollar. But recall that in 1971, silver closed the gold window as well. Even in the 70s, the infamous Hunt brothers had cornered the silver market in what was generally believed in the investment community to be a so whether they purposely intended to manipulate the market or not, the Hunts created a bubble in the silver market that severely shook the financial system. Whether stock, silver, or sprawling suburban homes, too much irrational exuberance always comes back to bite you in the behind. So there's some interesting points here. First of all, the government got involved. Interestingly, people deny silver manipulation, but manipulating the silver market has been going on since the COMEX gold and silver futures started, regardless of whether they were manipulating or hedging against inflation, as the Hunt brothers claimed. If something gets big enough or becomes a large enough threat, the government will step in. So the question remains, how big does Bitcoin have to get before the government steps in? It's not because they want to congratulate anybody when they step in. It's because they do not like competition. They want to smash anything that stands in their way. So the question remains, what is it that's keeping Bitcoin alive? And when will the government hand come in and swat it down like the fly that it is? Because I don't want to take it to conspiracy theory level here, but Bitcoin could simply be a test to see how a cryptocurrency would work in the general population. And once they smash it down, they can create their own and do whatever they want. That's why I say right now is a perfect time for all you Bitcoin holders to get out of Bitcoin while the going is still good and put that money into something that has history, because this generational Ponzi scheme is not going to last forever. Derivatives, mortgages, house loans, all these different things, the bonds, the stocks, it's all going to come crashing down. What are you going to have in your hand? Are you going to have Bitcoin? No, because Bitcoin's invisible. it's digits on a screen. That's the difference between silver and Bitcoin. There is no counterparty risk. When you have silver, you hold it in your hand. When you have Bitcoin, you simply have digits on a screen and you're chasing the rise. You know, people that like to say Bitcoin isn't in a bubble like to say Bitcoin is a store of value like silver. Bitcoin is a hedge like silver. Bitcoin is outside the financial system like silver. Bitcoin is a competitor to the dollar like silver. But silver has no counterparty risk. And when we're talking about the Hunt brothers, we know who cornered the market there. We know what's kind of going on within the COMEX, the manipulation there. But we don't know who these people are that have most of the Bitcoin. The creators are shrouded in secrecy. So I leave it to you, good friends. What do you want to do? And this is to you guys that are invested in Bitcoin. Do you want to get swatted down in the future and have nothing? Or do you want to get out now while you're still on top and reinvest that money into something tangible, like the second most versatile thing on the planet called silver, or, you know, something hard, at least gold. I mean, you got oil, that's number 1 for uses. You got silver, number 2 for uses, and gold is shiny and pretty. So think about artificial intelligence. Think about all the silver that's going to be needed for this. And right now I can tell you there are 6 ounces of gold above ground for every one ounce of silver above ground. And once all this infrastructure falls apart and the mining complex is, you know, the lowest it's been generationally, that's a huge point to take into account. Who's going to be digging the silver and gold and titanium and zinc and palladium and all this stuff around when there's no infrastructure to surround it or fulfill its duty? Because once this generational Ponzi scheme of derivatives, bonds, stocks, loans, all of it crashes, what are you going to have? Something invisible or something you can hold in your hand? I would much rather have a kilo or a quarter of silver than 1 Bitcoin that I can't touch and only see digits on a screen. Because it may be fun to look at those digits and move them around when you're purchasing things, but I'm thinking way outside the bubble, outside the dollar paradigm, where silver has revalued itself because the collapses came. All of the energy that's in the bad money right now that's been thrown into these investments and derivatives and the quadrillions of dollars, all of that energy has to go somewhere, and it's going to go into precious metals. Where else will it go? Silver and gold have been traded as coinage for so long. It's just so I find it's not funny, but it's very interesting to me that a commodity that's been around since the beginning of time tested, true, holds store of value, you know, it checks off all those boxes. It's a hedge. It's outside the financial system. It lasts forever. I mean, what else could you want? With that being said, I'll let you make up the decision. But just remember, if you are invested in Bitcoin and the day comes, the dominoes are going to fall and you'll be left with nothing, just remember this video, because you had the chance to put that money into something everlasting. I would really like to hear from you guys, your comments on Bitcoin, what you think. People think it's going to go to 100,000, they think it's going to go to 1,000,000, they think these are good prices to pick up Bitcoin. I'm not so sure. The charts look almost identical from 1970 silver to Bitcoin today. You would think they were identical twin charts. So I'll let you guys decide. Make up your mind. This Bitcoin thing is a passing fad. Stick with the tried and true silver, gold, copper. That's what I'm talking about, guys. So stack at your own risk. Well, wait, that's not what I should say. Stack Bitcoin at your own risk. The invisible coin that has invisible value. We'll see when the bubble pops, but I will be one of the first. Well, probably not the first. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there on YouTube to say that this is not going to last. This will fade away. The government will smash it. There's already been IRS inquiries and subpoenas for people involved with Coinbase from 2013 to 2016. They're giving out subpoenas for records of these people. And Coinbase is a place where you hold your Bitcoin. So they're going to smash this Bitcoin and create their own governmental cryptocurrency, which will fulfill the 2018 Time magazine picture of the whatever it is, eagle, hawk, phoenix. I think it's a phoenix. It's a phoenix. It's a new currency rising out of the dust. Yes, of course, it's the phoenix, showing the mark of the beast coinage, which will be a cryptocurrency. So get ready, guys. Things are about to start changing. Thank you for tuning in this video. If you got something out of it, please comment, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button in red and the gray bell beside it to receive notifications of new videos. Thanks, guys, and have a wonderful weekend. I'll talk to you soon.